NVIDIA Shadow Play has just met its match with AMD releasing AMD ReLive, which will be doing the same thing as Shadow Play basically, which is that it's going to use the GPU to record or stream your videos. So let's get right into it. Now the purpose of these two screen recorders is that they will record your gameplay without any frame drops, which can be a problem with other screen recorders which use your CPU more intensively. So you can record your adventures as a gamer, like digging for gold in Minecraft or trying to quickscope in Battlefield without any hiccups, if you know what I mean. Now you might be asking yourself, what makes ReLive and Shadow Play different from the rest of the other screen recorders like Fraps? Don't they both do the same thing? Well, they do the same thing, but they use slightly different hardware to get the job done. Now, ReLive and Shadow Play use your GPU, which reduces the amount of FPS drop to about 5% based on the game, and this is a lot better than other screen recorders like Fraps, which heavily tax your CPU, and this will cause 10+% FPS drops. Now, of course, this depends heavily on how good your CPU is. So if you have a low-end CPU like a Pentium or an X4860K, you're going to see some massive frame drops, and it might not even be playable anymore. Now, ReLive is just an AMD alternative to Shadow Play, which many NVIDIA users are hooked on, like meth or something. They just can't get enough of it, and I can see why, because it's really convenient. You just open up the overlay, click record, and there you go. You got your gameplay being recorded with basically like 2 FPS frame drops, and that's not very noticeable at all. ReLive is reporting around 3 to 4% drop in FPS in the latest game releases like Battlefield 1 and Overwatch. It will be compatible with the R7-260 lineup and above, going all the way up to the newest 400 series. Of course, if you're using a lower end GPU for ReLive, you're going to see a slightly higher frame drop, but it will still be playable and it will be less than 10% in the majority of cases. Unfortunately, if you have an HD 7000 series card or below, you won't get access to ReLive, which is kind of weird in my opinion, since the HD 7000 series basically have the same architecture as the 200 and 300 series cards. In fact, the top 2 most used AMD cards on the market, according to the Steam hardware survey, are the HD 7900 and 7700, which really does show how the 7000 series cards are really still pretty popular when it comes to AMD GPUs. But the time has come. The HD 7000 series cards have lived past their prime and are now going to be getting retired to budget esports gamers who are just looking to get 60 FPS on League of Legends, which is where all GPUs will eventually end up. Anyways, I digress. So AMD has obviously been playing the catch-up game this year with the new Polaris architecture, which demolishes last generation 300 series cards for price per watt and performance per watt, and it also is right on NVIDIA's heels with their new Pascal architecture. AMD ReLive is another example of this, since this is really just a mirror image of Shadow Play. They're basically twins and indistinguishable from each other. But that's a good thing, because now AMD and NVIDIA, they have a really good competition beginning to start up, and this competition will lead to better deals for the consumer. Leave your comments down below on this topic and tell me what your thoughts are. So yeah guys, that's all for today. If you liked the video, please overclock the like button. If you didn't like it, please dislike this video and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.